Cotman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy podcast.
Hey everybody, Kenny Cotman.
Lewis Crawford.
And I'm Tom Ramage, the Jersey Guy.
Yo, what's up, my gentlemen?
What's going on?
How goes today? Everybody good?
Good.
Excellent, excellent.
Nice.
All right. We got to jump into this one. I think it's going to be a good one.
Just do that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we're going to do. Well, you guys asked me to pick one. This was on the list, and I thought it would be a good one to go over. Hoarding.
Yes.
Hoarding.
Yeah.
Hoarding.
Has anybody
I think we
ever
all know somebody. I feel like everybody knows, like, everybody's like, oh yeah, I know someone who's a hoarder. Oh, I know that guy, or I have an uncle, or I have, an in-law, or a
friend,
one of their parents. There's always someone
right?
who knows somebody, or someone that. So it's a good talk about it,
Right.
because it's a common thing. Some of some are very extreme.
Right.
Others, just light hoarding.
Right. I think we all, when you think about it, right, we all do that to an extent.
That's what I was going to say.
It just gets
I think hoarding
blown
is
out of proportion,
is
and
like
you
a
can't
level.
let anything go. It's just you're too obsessed over it, even if it has no value at all.
Right.
It's gonna be, no, I need it. I have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
On a low level, it's like clutter, right?
For us, it's different.
Yeah, it's just clutter. But like when it builds up to like a problem where like
It's out of hand.
things are becoming shelves that shouldn't be shelves,
Right.
like couches and fucking like
Taking up room.
stairs and shit like that, and like the floor. That's when it's becoming a hoarding issue.
Stationary bike.
Yeah, a stationary bike.
That's funny as hell. Now, when does it go when it's hoarding and not collecting?
Well, if you're not the hoarding problem is that there's a lot of safety issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fire, tripping, obstruction, things like that. You got to think of all the things. Now, what does it do? It's taking up space in your house. So I'm sure it mentions that in here. It can compose health and safety risks, including hazards, tripping, dangers, and poor sanitation, which is huge. It's classified as a mental health disorder and may require treatment through therapy, medication, and support from professionals.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I heard that. Yeah.
We're sitting right next to you. Yeah, no. But see,
No.
then, so I did.
That's
That's crazy.
for a minute
Meds.
because of my ADHD. So I do.
See,
apologize.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, I didn't know meds.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think it was to that.
Because it is. Think about it. It's not only a physical thing, but it's also an emotional thing.
Yeah.
It's an attachment. It's you're obsessed over it.
Okay.
And they pretty much got to be talked off a cliff to let that shit go.
Yeah. Okay.
And I get it. That, listen, it makes sense to an extent, but it could be very hazardous to people, and it's good if they can get out of that.
But I think we all do have a little bit of it, but not where it's a hoarding issue. Like there's some things we have like an attachment to them, and we just can't get rid of them. And sometimes there are things that like they're not even like, they're like sitting in like a fucking closet or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Most of storage bin somewhere.
or like a storage bin,
Right.
or something. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just like,
Because you were able to
like,
disciplined enough to know and
but you can't get rid
go
of it.
through your stuff.
But you can't just like, like it's in there and it has no purpose. There's no reason to have it.
You're not letting that go.
You just can't throw it out.
No, there's no way I'm throwing that out.
Yeah.
Keeping that.
But isn't the
I have that. You have that.
I have
you
a
all
weird
have
thing.
that.
You know what I have? It's a really weird one.
All right. We'll have to figure out what we all had. Go ahead.
When I got my wisdom teeth removed, they gave them to me, and I still fucking have them.
Do you really? Come on, man.
I still have them. I don't know why.
You're crazy.
I don't know. They're in my closet. I can't throw them out.
in the closet? You didn't put it on a necklace or nothing? Like,
You should. You should wear them.
bracelet.
Right.
Make
Oh
it a
yeah,
bracelet.
definitely a bracelet. There you go, bro. And you got the expandy thing. Just put it on. It gets real tight around your wrist.
The crazy
right?
part is I wrapped them away in like in a container, like, and when I moved out of my parents' house, and like Tara saw it, she goes, "Is that teeth?" Yes, yeah,
That is morbid. It's kind of morbid, though.
It is. It's totally weird. It's a really weird thing.
No, I don't know. Is it morbid? I mean, it's not like
Not a bad way, but it's got a little bit. Really, your teeth?
Bro,
Okay.
That's the.
That is funny though. That's awesome.
Man, oh my God.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I had one out done at a time. Like one when it came in, I got rid of it. When the other one came in, I got rid of it. Kind of that way.
Yeah, no, I would never thought about that. But okay, and you still got them. So yeah, that might be a hoarding. But see, so like now, again,
I don't think it's hoarding. I think it's sentimental, obviously, for him for some reason, right? We all have that. Like if there's a baseball card or some game that you had when you were growing up on a video game or a system or sneakers. Yeah, you're big on the sneakers,
but
bro.
that's not hoarding.
No, but you're collecting them.
But I use them.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you're right. You've been able to be disciplined enough to know that you have them, you're using them the way you should, and you're not letting them take over your life, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Where in hoarding, you're letting all of that stuff just like take priority.
Because I've seen the show a couple of times, and on the show they show people that goes by what you were saying, that it's a disability, it's a mental health issue. I know that they have therapists come in and talk to them and go through the whole thing, and they have like they'll buy stuff, 2 and 3 or 4 of them because it's
and never
sale.
use them.
Right.
Well, yeah. I think that's the combination with hoarding. It's not just like not being able to throw stuff out. It's also acquiring
adding to it.
Shit. It's
Right.
just constantly acquiring stuff. Constantly.
Let me put more stuff.
Yeah.
You're right, Tom. You're absolutely
and
right.
then they can't get into their bathrooms or into their whatever rooms that they, the whole house. And it's funny because a long time ago in a land far, far away, I was an exterminator. And we went to go and exterminate an apartment. And the woman...
I don't even want to know.
No, listen, bro. It was insane because she collected bottles. So like the 5-cent refunds here in New York.
Okay.
And the entire apartment was just full of bottles. The big lawn, the leaf bags, like contractor.
Oh, okay.
All over the kitchen, the bathroom. She only had enough space in the bathroom for the toilet. She only had enough space in the kitchen that she had brought the fridge to the doorway, like sideways, and then that she could open, like she could step in, open the fridge, and then close it. That was it.
Yeah, I would think that would definitely fall under.
Oh, definitely.
Fall under it for sure.
All day that fell under that shit. And I was like, dude, insane. Well, come to find out, she was rich.
Okay.
But because she had a disability, the family then came and checked on her at the house, at the apartment. Okay, so that then, they thought that she was good because she would just wash up wherever she washed up, put on clean clothes when she would see them. But when she was out there, she was the bad lady in the neighborhood because they lived a couple of neighborhoods over. Wild. Bananas. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, and only because you said that it was a mental issue.
It is absolutely.
That's what made me remember that.
Right.
That story.
Like any trauma, right? It comes from somewhere. Something, there's a reason why you're doing this or acting this way, and it triggers it for some reason. Right. And maybe it comes later. It doesn't naturally come.
I wonder if it comes
later,
like
earlier in your life.
Traumatized from scarcity. Like maybe they at one point in their life didn't have a lot of stuff.
Right.
Or like that's why a lot of people from like the Depression era has some hoarding issues because they had that scarcity. So
that would make sense.
Things. But I think that's more but I don't think that's the collecting end. I think that's just not being able to get rid of stuff.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people do that.
Right.
I think the hoarding is like when you're just constantly collecting stuff and collecting
not throwing things out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But also collecting, like purposely, like going to garage. Every time there's a garage sale, you're buying stuff.
Right.
And, like you're just storing it.
Right. And then you never used it, and you have it sitting somewhere.
And then, you go another garage sale, you buy more stuff, and it's like that's like when it's a hoarding issue, and that's when.
Yeah. And it's wild because the more people show their backgrounds, more candid stuff on social media,
right?
Videos and stuff like that, you'll see the room that they're in. And they've got like bunch of shit laid out on the counter.
There was one.
Yeah.
I remember hearing I'm sorry, Tom. They found a body in some lady's house. Yeah.
Yeah. That was on one of those shows.
Yeah, it was.
One of those TLC shows, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those. It absolutely was. I think that's where I saw it. But, it's been a while. So, and I'm not a big fan of watching any of those shows at all. I don't like them that much. It's too depressing to me, and I can't watch it.
You're going to make me look that one up, though.
A lot of, like, ones have, like, cats and stuff.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen that.
But the hoarding thing,
It's
just like some of the stories you hear. I remember I had a friend. He was for a little bit, he worked for the gas company, the meter guy, check the meters. And that was before they really had a lot of the electronic stuff they have now, where they have to still like knock on people's door and go into the house and read the meter. And he said there was this one lady, she said her entire floor was dirt.
Wow.
I said, no. I was like, dude, he goes, dude, her floor was dirt. And he said on the thing, because he had like one of those PDA things back then. It was like the 2000s. It was like late 90s, early 2000s. It said floor is dirt on it. On the PDA when he came out to it.
So it was that she had no subfloor or anything. It was just the ground. And
no, I think she had
it became dirt from all the
Shut
garbage,
up.
like from all the like years of dust and like
that's
dirt,
horrible.
grime.
Bro.
It's sad, right? When you think about it. Like, again, how does that...
Yeah. I'm never vacuuming, and just dust and like everything. You can if you never vacuum ever, like 20 years living in a house, can you imagine? It would eventually become dirt.
Oh, of course. And if you're not cleaning it at any point, I mean, it's going to build up. It's,
all the dust bunnies and the dirt you track in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It is nasty. Unfortunately, the sanitation part of it is the worst part of it, right?
Well,
because they're not even throwing away things that should be thrown away.
Right.
And that's the part that makes it,
Yeah, because they're not throwing away the trash.
Right.
So they're keeping all their garbage
unhealthy
in
and just a lot of bad things in that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. But, again, like, why does someone do that? Like, there has to be something, like, you probably weren't like that when you were growing up, or maybe you were. I don't know. I've never experienced anything like that. But, I mean, I know that I don't come from a house that's cleanliness, as far as a house goes, the way I grew up. All right. So for me, I can understand the part of it, the sanitation part of it. So for me, I'm the total opposite. You know what I mean? To my house, how I live. So, it's but unfortunate, something that I experienced in my life. But but I can understand that part only because I lived it, and it's pretty bad situation when you have to live like that.
Yeah,
it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not cool.
Yeah, like for me, I was every Saturday was get up, clean the house, scrub everything from back to front, top to bottom, and then you can go outside and play after you clean the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Clean up all your stuff, do your laundry, whatever it was. So but I hear you. That was just, to me, it was just that's the way it was. That's the way it is. Keep everything clean and keep it moving.
Yeah. And it didn't start, like I said, for me, it didn't start that way. It turned out that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. That's what happened. It wound up being that way. So it didn't start out that way, right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
It gradually in time is how it progressed. Kind of like what Tom was saying, building on dirt and not just taking care of anything in the house. It's not a very comfortable situation.
It's like me. As someone who has ADHD, we have a tendency to just have clutter where stuff builds up. But like I think for some people, like they just let the clutter just continue to build up and build up. I will get to a point where like I do get clutter where like I put something down and then I put something else down and then put something else down and then like 3 days later I'm like, why do we have so much stuff on the counter? And like. So we end up putting it all away, and then like 3 more days later, why is there so much stuff on the counter? We all put it away. You know what I mean? Like, so, but like that's just like the ADHD thing. But like,
yes, absolutely, it is.
For someone who has like a hoarding issue, they just more stuff, more stuff, and then there's no counter space at all.
Right,
you're just piling stuff on top, and when it's that extreme, where it has, I've seen things like that,
like empty plastic bottles, and like you see on the shows. So it just that's part of the issue too. Is just like I think it's so like a combination. It's like just like a storm of like just not having organizational skills and like
just a lot of stuff going on in your life.
Being able to throw away. I think there's like this.
You just gave up and you just don't want to give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Or a combination of both or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's sad when that happens, you know, and people who get out of that, that's awesome too. That they are able to go through it and
you're right. They have to
and get back to a normal, you know, where they're able to be, where they can feel comfortable in their life and not have to worry about all that stuff around them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know people that don't get rid of it or get rid of things or like clean the house like that
dirt.
because they feel like I don't want the neighbors to see me throw all this stuff out because that means I had too much stuff and they're going to talk about me. You know, like I've know people that were like that. And I'm like, but if you're throwing the shit out, that means you're cleaning the house out.
Right. So
like, why would you think that?
But that's that whole paranoid thing that if that's what's happening, then there's definitely something wrong.
Yeah.
For sure. There's something going on that needs to be addressed.
That's worrying too much.
Yeah.
Stuff. I mean,
because you're worried about what other people think and what you're doing in your life. I'm throwing out my garbage. Got a problem with that?
I think we all do to a point, like worry about people would think of us, but that's like what is so far. It's like, I can't throw out too much stuff because I'm worried my neighbor's going to be like, why is he throwing out so much stuff? It's like, I don't care what the hell my neighbor thinks. You know, I don't care.
Dude, I just
you shouldn't have to, and you shouldn't care if they do it the same. You know,
like you know,
they might go, what are you throwing out there?
Stuff out there. I don't get it.
What's the matter, Tom? Well, see, like for us, like you know, we're getting a new couch, so the wife was like, "Well, don't throw it out," you know, when like everybody's home. I'm like, What? Kiss my ass. This shit's going out right fucking now. Like done. It's out of here. And because it doesn't fit through my door, I have an apartment on the second floor. So I'm just launching it off the balcony because it'll go into the sliding door. So when we got the couch, the guy was on the bottom. I helped him boost it up to the other delivery guy that was upstairs, the mover.
Off the balcony.
Out of the balcony because what it is that my front door, the foyer, whatever, the stairs is too narrow.
Get that. I get that.
We can't turn it to get in. So when I took it out off. I had to take it out the same way I brought it in, off the balcony. And I just launched it. And
of course, you made sure there was no one in the area when you did.
Oh no! Because the sidewalk, it was all grass, so the sidewalk was too far away, you know. But I also didn't throw it all my might. Had I done that, I probably would have gotten into the sidewalk, and it was freaking great because when it hit the grass, I hit it on the corner, so it just racked the whole body.
Oh yeah, it just broke.
Yeah, all of a sudden you'll hear people opening their doors looking. You know, and it's all Spanish people. Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, it's all good. It's gravy, just me.
Just me throwing out a couch out the window.
We'll get a new one. Oh, that's great. You know, that kind of thing. But, you know, but she just didn't want everybody to know.
Right.
You know, like that. Like, no, you know, just not so loud. I don't want to make it too obvious. I'm like, later for that. It's all coming. We're getting new stuff. Watch my house.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's unfortunate people have to think that way, you know, if we think that way. Because you're allowing other forces in outside your life that are, you know,
to dictate what
right. So then where
the fuck you are? It's hard, but just still just push through it best you can, man.
Yep.
It sucks sometimes, but
now my question to you then is, or to you too, because you said you know somebody or know people that have hoarded.
Yeah.
When is it a depression thing? You know,
I think it's a combination of, depending on what that particular person's going through or why they got that way. It could be, I'm sure they got depressed and gave up and didn't feel like doing anything anymore and just let their lives just fall apart kind of thing.
For some of the people I know, I think some of it comes from like scarcity growing up. You know, and not like, you know, and being in situations where like they haven't had a lot. So that now it's like,
they're holding on to everything,
right?
You know,
they don't want to let go.
You know, it's like kind of your belongings are like who you are,
right?
For some people, you know, it's I guess some people. I think for some people they put their like emotions into things, and it's like and their memories into something. So like when they
have an attachment,
they remember that thing,
right?
And if they throw it out, they feel like they're
throwing that memory out.
So I think for some people do hold on to like, but it's like a lot of stuff,
right? Makes sense though,
you know. But it could still be a lot of stuff,
yeah.
So I think that's the mental thing for some people.
I think that there's two different things. He had one. I said something. I'm sure there's more reasons.
There's probably different.
There's got to be a lot of reasons why it could trigger someone to
spectrum
get down that road.
Like there's different. Types
and that
of
was sad
orders,
because something's going on in their life that they need to get address if they can, if they're lucky enough.
Yeah, because I know for me, it's funny because you saying what you just said about holding on to stuff because it's a memory. If I can't remember where I got it or who was around me for it, I'm tossing it. Eventually. Like I go to my storage and I'm like, I don't remember.
Unless it's a functional thing.
Yeah,
like your TV.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Well, because you know what it is too is that
I don't need to say more.
It's that like my style of, I guess we'll say decoration. I'm a guy. Right. So, I'm cool with having, little cars, Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels cars, and all these other things, certain pictures and whatnot.
Right.
That don't go with, the aesthetic of the house.
Of course,
the wife is doing all that stuff. The daughters are doing that.
She mind that, or
some of it. So like, I'm allowed a little spot in the hallway, going down into the bedroom where I've got my Comic-Con pictures, artwork, things like that I've gotten. So Marvel, DC, Cartoon Network stuff, all kind of anime and whatnot. And she let me put up this groovy collage in the corner. Okay. But it's out of the way of like the living room. And like I would have to take people on a tour to go and look at, my pictures and stuff and my movie posters in that corner. But now we're getting new furniture. So now that takes away from the,
Right. So now stuff's got to go. It's got to go.
But I don't want to throw it away because
don't throw it away. Right. Storage.
Well, only reason why I say that is because it was signed artwork.
We all have attachments.
Well, wait, but like I said, it's because it's collectible. That's what I'm saying. So then I can't just throw it away.
That's a collection,
right?
That's not a hoarding. There's a purpose to that. It's like it's a collection. Right. I'm getting this, but is a collection like a low level hoarding?
That's why I was asking. That's what my first question was.
It's more organized, and
it's organized and like there is
enjoyed
monetary value to something.
Right. Exactly. So like now do I give it to my sons? Because my girls won't like it, but my sons would.
If it's a collection and it's monetary value and stuff like that, I think it is worth it to hold on to it. And like down the road, you might put it back on display when you if your living space changes or you're just the rearrangements of your living space, like maybe, you get smaller furniture down the road or something like that, or whatever. I don't know, whatever can change,
Yeah.
You want to put it back out on display, you can do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, because, my son Jason, he's into, the anime and some of the stuff
so
as far as
he'll
that
take
stuff.
it.
So I can put it up in his room. You know what I mean? I can give it to him. He can take it up in his room. My son Andrew, he's more of like with the figurines and the sneaker, I guess we'll say collecting and such. Right. So then, some of those other things I would send to him. You know what I mean? Let him just grab it, But like I said, it's just, I can let stuff go. It's not a problem for me to let it go. I just worry about, I don't want to say worry. Worry's
you have an attachment.
Word. No.
Yes, you do. We all do because we have stuff that we like, that we collect, that we have. You do have an attachment to it. No. So you want to make sure you give it to the right people so it doesn't get ruined.
That's what I'm saying. But not because I want somebody to appreciate it.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. Attachment. Because you're like, oh, I don't like, because if you didn't have attachment, you'd be like, you could set on fire.
Right.
See, all right. So I didn't I wasn't paying attention to it as an attachment.
It's not attachment where like, I need to have it, but it's still, there is some kind of, like, I need to make sure.
It goes to the right hands. They appreciate it the way I appreciate it.
Right. See, that's why I didn't think that. Yeah.
I kind of did that with my dad's stuff.
Right. But that's different. That was your dad's stuff.
Yeah. But so a lot of people just throw their stuff away. Right. People just throw stuff away. They don't care.
Your dad has some cool stuff.
Yeah. But there was stuff in there that I wasn't going to use or enjoy. And it would just sat around, and what would I have done? So I wanted to make sure I gave it to people that, or a place where people can come in, enjoy it, and be part of that. Yeah, share that with them. So,
like, dude, like your decorations in here, I wouldn't even classify this as hoarding.
No, you know
what I'm saying?
Neither do I, but I have an attachment to this stuff for sure.
Right, but it's collectible stuff. And then every so often you actually rotate some of your things. You know what I mean? Like you'll take this down and you move this over here. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? So you do that. That's what I'm saying.
Plus, this is artwork. It's on display.
And that's the thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
But it's artwork.
It's all my stuff that through the years that I held on to.
It's part of your personality.
That I held on to.
There you go. That's what I'm saying, bro.
And then I was able to put it out the way I hoped I would, and I did. So,
Yeah.
still working on it too.
Yeah. Listen,
But I think it is a type of, I don't know if you say hoarding, but I think it is a type of thing. When you have an attachment to something, but you appreciate it and you want to display it and you want to do all those things that you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, then I think it's a good thing, of course.
Is when it becomes like debilitating.
Right. That's
Right.
what Lou was saying beginning.
Right.
I remember one of us. There was a story. I had a teacher, a professor when I was going to school. He was a psych professor. He was talking about this, and it's the first time I've ever I've heard of hoarding. He was talking about his dad, who he collected newspapers, and every newspaper from like the last 30 years in his apartment.
Jeez.
And there was alleyways of
Hoarding.
and like, do you realize what kind of fire hazard that
Oh my
is?
God.
Can you imagine if one
The guy didn't smoke, did he?
did?
Oh my God.
bro.
He said he was worried for his but he said his
gotta have a
father
trick
had it
on that.
figured out where he could smoke and where he like had one place where he smoked cigarettes.
Oh
like,
my God.
but it was starting to come in, you know. Like
Right.
Oh my God.
newspapers, you know.
That's risky, man.
See? But now here's the shit though. I have exactly, bro. Flick that
just
one
go
time.
outside and smoke.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, but see, like I have newspapers from like when the Giants won the Super Bowl.
I do too.
When the Mets won the World Series.
Yeah.
Like I've got those things, you know.
You know, not every newspaper. from the
No,
last
not every
30
single
I
one.
have-
Daily
but,
News.
I
It
have
was
the
like every
papers when
daily-
when the Yankees beat the Mets in the World Series.
But I have Playboys for like the whole year, like whole years.
Yeah.
You know, 70s. I've got the first black woman on a Playboy cover. You know,
Nice.
I've got I've got all the Pamela Andersons.
My dad had that one, by the way.
Yeah, see?
Those are those
The
are
what, the
actually
black
worse.
ones?
He had all of them.
Those are
Yeah.
worth.
My father,
Right.
my
Yeah,
father
those.
didn't. He,
Yeah.
he had a stack of Playboys. My father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious.
Yeah, but see, now all of mine are in my mom's garage in Florida, so that I really do have to go out there and
have
go
an
through that.
attachment.
My comic books, I have a shit ton of comic books that are out there. I have to go and get them, and you know,
Right.
I'm gonna have to sell them. But and then now here's the other thing too, though, is it hoarding? So now I collect comic books. People aren't buying comic books the same way, but I'm still holding on to them because I'm waiting for that monetary value to go up again. You know
Which
what I
it
mean?
just might.
So-
It just might. And
but
besides,
is
you
it
do
hoarding, what I'm holding
no,
on to?
because you have an attachment to them. Because you like the comics, you like what you read in the comics, you enjoyed them. It wasn't like you just collected them and look at them.
Right.
You knew how to collect. What was this? You know, you knew the in and out of the comics. I was never really into that, but
Right.
you liked that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed it. So you don't want to just get rid of that and throw that to the side. But I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do that either.
But if I sold them,
Now, if
we'd
you
have
sell,
we'd have a studio.
well, listen.
You know,
What
know
you
what I
do
mean?
with your money is your business.
Well, I'm just using it as an example. Like
Right.
if I really sold them, you know, I probably depending on when I sell them, because you know, one man's garbage is another man's treasure.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that then for me,
There might be someone out there.
because I mean, even
Some
now,
point.
when you turn around and you can read comic books now on the internet. You know, you don't even get it. You get a subscription now to DC or to Marvel. You can read off of your Kindle or your tablet or whatever.
Right. Of
You know
course,
what I
you
mean?
can download it now.
Yeah, they were, bro. One of the streaming services, you could watch the movies, and DC, it was a DC Universe,
Right.
and you could read the comics on your television.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, 'cause I got a big TV, so like,
So
you know, it was pretty groovy. But
Yeah.
I'm like, so then now who's going to buy comic books? So now if I hold on to them, I'm a hoarder.
no, not.
I
No, it's not. It's not. It's not like you having it's overtaking your life and you're obsessed
right.
with it and you're
But even
letting it be priority and nothing else except
Right.
for that. No, you're not. You have a normal connection to what it is you like, and you don't want to just see them get thrown to the side and like thrown in the garbage or someone not taking care of them. I would be the same way. Anything that I had, I'd be the same way.
and even if you're like, even if like they stop making comic books and it's all digital, like
Right.
those comic books will still be valuable because the comic characters are still super popular. They're in
Right.
movies. They're still making X-Men movies, or they're doing X-Men
Right.
97.
Marvel.
Yeah, and
talk about
DC,
and it's rare.
because I
Right.
say Marvel did the same thing. I'm just what I'm saying is like, if they still make movies, they're still doing stuff with them, but they're not printing the comic books anymore, and they're just digital. Say if that happens, those comic books will still be worth money.
You should take them to Comic-Con with you, and then have them signed by people when you're there.
There's still value. There's still.
Then they'll go through the roof.
Well, dude, my shits are like everybody's almost dead now, if not already dead.
I got you.
Made the comic books, That's awesome. These are 70s and 80s. Like Conan.
What'd be cool is if you can get like X-Men #1, and it's got the two Stan Lee and Kirby, or was
something like that. Jack Kirby.
Like they're both dead now. Plus two,
Stan Lee knew he was the man.
I think there was an artist that's still alive.
I'm having a brain fart with all the stuff that I had, but I got the guy. I have the picture that I have of Spider-Man, and it was the dude who just started doing. He signed on it that he just did the new. Well, I won't say it's a couple of years ago. The new way of Spider-Man,
right?
Because it's the web of Spider-Man and all that other stuff. But because this guy did that, is the Miles Morales thing and blah 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 blah. So because I know that, I'm like, I can't throw that one out, and it's a hologram. It's a freaking 8x11 hologram.
So no, I get it.
So like I said, I'm looking at it as I'm a hoarder.
I have he has his thing. I have my.
There's some cool things too, by the way.
Yeah.
Before, I don't want to veer too off topic, but I just have to bring it up. There's some cool things too for collectibles to have, like in the comic book universe. Is like you'll have like I saw someone had like a Spider-Man like comic book that was signed by Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
So they get like the actor to sign it. So that's kind of cool. Some people do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like sign like a Terminator comic book. It's cool.
That would be awesome.
He's a Terminator. He's signed the comic book.
So listen, if you can get his or anybody's autograph, when I was a kid, went to see Kiss at Radio City.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is when they were touring without their makeup.
Okay.
They were doing unmasked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's when they had Vinnie Vincent and Eric Carr as the drummer.
Right.
All right. I saw them in Radio City. But before I saw them, I actually went to go see if I can get their autograph. So we get there. There's a mob at the front door. There's no line. People are waiting online. You're not getting in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We go up to the front. I get in there. We finally get in. I was able to get in. Almost went through a plate of glass, by the way. But I got in. I got all their autographs on $1 bill.
Oh, no kidding. You still have that $1 bill?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
Bro, that would be
And that's a unique thing to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have liked to have. I wanted to always try to figure out if I could get Peter or Ace to sign it. Like I would just send it to them so they could send it, sign it and then send it back to me kind of thing. Like, listen, I don't have to see, I don't want to come to your house. I just want you to sign it.
Yeah.
Because, you're the original.
That would be cool because we went to the chance to see Ace. That would have been cool for him to sign
But they do.
That would be nice.
I know a lot
we did. We had a good time.
Musicians sometimes will go, they have like things like Comic-Con type.
They do. They have their own
they,
type of stuff. Kiss does that all the time, I'm sure.
Where they go and you can pay and have them
sign
something and they do these meet and greets and like all different musicians.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
You can have them, usually you can bring something to that and they'll sign the personal item.
And like I said, but because you have that emotional attachment, say if you have this stuff in abundance, like you've got, you follow Kiss across the country and you have
can let it
all
control
the
your
stuff that
life.
they sign. Right. That would be hoarding with everything, every t-shirt that you got, every banner, every autographed book or whatever. Like they start to know you by name because, I saw you in Vegas last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
so it becomes it just takes over your life and that becomes priority.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you can't stop doing it, and you feel like if you stop, who knows what's going through a person's head. You know what I mean?
I just got another one. So they show on TV a couple of shows that it's the when they buy with the coupons. I forgot what it's called.
It's like super coupons.
Yeah, you ever seen that? So people go out. And
Tanya used to watch that.
So now these people go out. Now
they only
is
pay
that
like
hoarding?
$1.
But is that hoarding?
Why?
Because they're going out.
They have to get
Right.
They make it a stockpile. They make it a stockpile.
So they're in their garage, in their kitchen. Everything is.
Well, I would think that's
up.
the word you would use.
Because in order to
it's a stockpile.
Yeah, in order to save big, you have to buy like 100 of
but you doing it to that extent.
Laundry detergent.
Okay, I've got that many comic books because I was stockpiling them for them to buy a house.
But you're using it. They're still using the product.
Yeah, it's a consumable
All right. Okay.
item. It's a consumable item. So and you are consuming it. Just
However that is.
Like 10
it could be
years.
toilet paper. It could be anything.
Yeah, you got no toilet paper to wipe your ass for like the
Something
next
wrong, bro?
year.
Your ears bothering you, bro?
It's just itchy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's extra.
Just saying. Yeah. Yeah. No, but I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that I wouldn't have called it stockpile.
But it is like.
But that's what it is when you think about it, because when you see the show that I know that you're talking about, they go down into their basement or their whatever room that they have, and it's stocked to the nines.
They are actually going to use it, not like I'm going to use it. And you never
no, they actually use it, and they go out and get more deals, and they just replenish whatever they used.
Now, one thing you could look for, because you got your phone at the handy, is it a compulsive disorder?
I guess it could become one.
Oh yeah, you
for sure.
Because there is a thrill to it. They made a movie. There's actually a movie about that. Like they made it was like a movie. It's a movie about it, except they coupon and have like the feds on them because they steal coupons and they make like millions of dollars off like stolen coupons. But they were one of the super couponers. It's on Netflix. I saw it on Netflix. The movie's a couple years old. I forget what it's called, but
that's great.
But anyway. Yeah, so like I think it can be like because there's like a thrill to it, and like a lot of these people they get such. If you watch,
they get like a high, man.
While they're scanning it, like it takes them like 20 minutes to scan the coupons, bloop bloop, and they're watching go ding
ding ding ding,
ding, and they're like
2 cents, 5 cents, 23 cents,
$160, $170.
Dude, I saw when the lady got money back,
and they're just getting like this rush.
Like,
like when people win the lottery. Yeah, or when people win like at, in gambling. That's what it's like. So I think that it can be. It can be I
think a disorder of some sort.
Yeah,
for sure.
It can be addicting
or addictive.
Yeah,
for sure. Because of that feeling, you like the excitement. You get something out of it.
That's a big
dope. Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, I get it. Like you said earlier, when you were doing the definition, it's the hoarding. When it becomes that it's a health hazard, you can't get into your bathroom, or pets are missing, and whatever. I get it.
That's
when you're
bad.
smoking on your bed, your house is just dirty as it is.
Right.
But I saw one where this lady was eating, sleeping, and just relaxing on the one spot on her bed, and it got so bad that she had to put a quilt on that spot in the bed because she had worn out the mattress that you could see the coils. And then the bad part was that she had so much junk all around her that even if she wanted to get another mattress, she couldn't get that old one out.
Oh, wow.
Or be able to put it on top of what was there because there was just that much. There was no legs on the frame.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
Yeah, there was no legs on the like there was no bed frame. The frame itself was up off the floor because she had put so many things under. It was insane.
Another thing too, there's nothing, and that's another thing. As I was saying, like there's this storm of things. One of the things I think also is nothing clicks for them to go, I need to throw all this crap out. What if this is too much?
Yeah,
that never happens because to us that happens. Eventually, at some point, we go, This is too much. I gotta get rid of some stuff.
Right.
Like eventually you just look around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got too much. I gotta clean it up or whatever I gotta do.
I think that doesn't happen with them. They just that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But I don't think it is though.
Or you think like the walls are closing in, but
no. I think they know it's they see it. Obviously, they're not but to you, they're making sure that they're oblivious to it or whatever their attitude is. But there's no way that they're not going through something or feeling something about what's around them. I mean, I can't imagine that it's not an emotional problem. That would create one. Should say to create an emotional problem. That's not a good thing, right? Would you want to be around that all day? No.
Yeah,
that's like I mean, no. That's not a happy situation.
There's something in them that's not clicking for them to be, I'm unhappy, I need to get rid of this stuff because it's just a problem.
Yes.
That's what doesn't click, I don't think.
Right.
And what about kids that are involved? So now you got the kids that are growing up in that stuff,
Yeah.
And it's gotten to where now their rooms have become storage. So the kids can't even have their own space because the parents have put all their stuff.
The kids will just follow suit, most likely. If they're born into it like that.
Yeah, because that's the only way they know how to live.
Or the opposite.
Or the
Become
opposite.
neat freaks.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to live that way.
Well, that's kind of what happened with me.
Yeah.
That's the way I think. Although I didn't think so. My father was a neat freak. He was like, oh my God, I couldn't, I clean my room. He goes, that's not good enough. You got this. And I clean again. He goes, no, you still have da da da. And he would point stuff out. But like, apparently, like he said that like my grandmother was like
meticulous, probably.
No, was like messy.
Oh.
But like I went to my grandmother's house when I was younger. She wasn't, so maybe she was. You know, maybe she
Did you know that she was messy, or you didn't notice? You know what I'm saying?
No, like I don't. Definitely not. Like her apartment was always.
Maybe she changed through the times.
That's what I'm saying. When they were younger.
Yeah, maybe when they were younger.
Messy. Yeah, but
see, it's something that happens in your life, right? That'll affect you to be a certain way. Look at him. He responded to you in a way where no. That's got to be cleaned. That's got to be cleaned. That's not done.
A lot of the stuff.
Yeah. Now he's manic about it. Now he's like, oh.
Right. A lot of the stuff in your formative years, like change, makes who you are.
Yes,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? Those formative years when you're a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, from like toddler to like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, like, so if you grow up in that, it just shapes who you are. So I think a lot of it has to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it definitely has an effect on you for sure. Mm-hmm. So I can identify in that essence, in that sense, I should say. Yeah. It's just unfortunate that people get themselves in that type of situation. That must be very difficult for someone to get out of it. But if they are able to, and that's awesome.
It does require therapy.
It doesn't hurt to try. You know what I mean? It does not hurt to try.
They always have some kind of therapist or psychiatrist or psychologist.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It took me a few times to quit smoking.
Yeah.
Right? It took you how many? Yeah, it took me. I quit probably close to 100 times, I'm sure, in my lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Me too.
Yeah. What? But I finally quit. Yeah. So it'll be hopefully that one time, they're getting close to that one time and not have to go through all that.
I smoked from my mid-teens all the way to my late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I smoked for a while.
From like I'm sorry.
No. I was agreeing with you.
Oh yeah, from like mid-20s to like late 20s was my period of I'm gonna quit. Oh, can I bum a cigarette off you? Can I bum no, I'm back to smoking. Yeah. All right, I'm quitting now. Oh, can I bum a cigarette off you? Can I bum a cigarette off you? And I would never quit. I would just become like the biggest mooch in the world. Right.
No.
I would have to. I associate with that only because it took me a while to finally say I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm sure that's kind of the same mindset. That's where you have to be, where you just got to keep doing it. You're not going to get it on the first try, most likely. Maybe not the first 10 times. Mm-hmm. But eventually, if you give up, then you're never going to get it. But at some point, you will. And,
Yeah.
That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah. No, listen, I get it. Again.
For anything, really, right? When you think about it, when you're going through something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. I'll probably say the same thing you're saying.
Just because it's with anything that might be going on in your life. It may not be you're a hoarder. It might be something else that's going on. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the same mindset when you think about it.
That's what I was going to say. Yep. Just get help, I think that one of the things that people nowadays have to really understand, believe, is the need to get help. If you feel, sometimes depending on what's going on, you don't know you need the help. You know what I'm saying? Hoarding, when you see that your house is a little bit like clutter, get that help,
Yeah.
Find out what the underlying issues could be and are,
Yeah.
It's, you said, it's a health thing, it's
for sure.
Mental health, physical health,
other people's health. If they're living in the house.
If anybody's living in the house with you, word.
So it's definitely a psychological thing. It's something that they should go seeing therapy and figuring it out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
That's in their best interest.
Yeah. And one thing I appreciate us for, when we do this podcast and, just now starting the videos and stuff, we push, not unnecessarily, we urge people to go and get that help.
I don't know if we urge, we're just letting them know it's out there, right?
Well, we always put it out there. Like, we always put it out there,
Right.
Make sure you take care of your mental, make sure you take care of your physical, because you have to be okay. If you're not okay, you can't make sure anybody else is okay, and, you deserve to be happy. Yep. Period. Everybody deserves to be happy,
Of course.
And,
That's important.
listen, I'll tell you what, I I just hope that with some of the stuff I got in storage, that I'm not considered a hoarder.
You're not a hoarder. Trust me. I have my own stuff. You're not a hoarder.
Yeah.
Look, that's just part of. I think that's just part of nature. But when it gets out of hand,
a problem in your life,
then you have a problem.
And it's not.
Well, it depends on who you ask, bro. Because for me, it's like, no, it's collectibles. It's all good. You know, you ask the wife, and she's like, throw that shit out. I'm like, you know. But again, I don't remember half the stuff where it came from. You know, except for the comic books. That's it. You know. But so with that, gentlemen.
With that,
we're saying, appreciate you guys.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage. Yeah. But with that, appreciate you guys being here.
Don't forget to write.
Yeah. Write in. Let us know how we're doing. Feedback, all that other good stuff. Thank you guys for listening. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And go vegan.
Are you sure? Go vegan?
I think so.
I don't want to go vegan. I messed up the button.
Oh, what the